When did Keenan Allen show up on your radar screen, Ryan?
Yeah, that was a little bit out of nowhere. When the league year was opening up, that had popped up, and a little bit of a surprise. We did watch him. We're always kind of tracking what different teams might do based on the cap situation and new regimes. So we were at least prepared for it. And Keenan's playing at a high level. And especially from my time in Kansas City, I've seen him go to work for years, on our defense. And it's someone that you need to focus on to stop him and slow down that offense. But I've said this before, I don't think there's a better receiver in the league that can help elevate a young quarterback just because of his knowledge of the game and how much he knows, how instinctive he is. So I'm really looking forward to having Keenan on the squad.
Did you know he was showing up to the pro day in his Bears gear?
He knew about it, and he said he was going to be there. I didn't think he was going to show up, and he did in all Bears gear. I thought that was really cool, and it speaks volumes on what he stands for as a football player. Like, he's passionate about it, and he wants to be a part of every step of the process.
Because a Cal Bear showing up to USC Pro Day is a big ask. That's a huge ask, Ryan. So I just want to make sure you're aware of that. And so, because it just does seem that with what you've done on the defensive side and what you've done on the offensive side of the ball, it's set up for a rookie quarterback to succeed. And I'm wondering if that has been part of your design for the last several weeks, even prior to trading away Justin Fields, Ryan.
Yeah, we and again, I tap into my background just in Kansas City and see how we were built and the things that we did. Also studying other teams that are successful with young quarterbacks or really any developing quarterback. And you got to have pieces around him. You got to have a defense that can bail you out some of those bad games, those tough games, and you got to have the offensive guys to make you right when you're wrong. So that's important, and I love how this is all coming together.
So in the few minutes I have left with you, Ryan Poles here on the Rich Eisen Show, you're going to have Caleb in for a top 30 that's coming?
Yeah, we kick off our top 30s in the first week of April, and he'll be a part of that.
Okay. Do you have a date that you're willing to pop out here? When's he coming
back? I'm not going to throw the date out there, but yeah, early in the week.
Oh, okay. He'll be early in the week,
Yep.
So Caleb will be there. What about the other quarterbacks? You're going to have them in too?
Yeah, we're going to have a few quarterbacks in as well. Yep.
Okay. So the fact that we're all assuming Caleb, is that a safe assumption that you're willing to pop out there?
Yeah, we're not going to go there yet.
Okay, we're not going to go there yet. Okay, very good. What's your plan for the 9th overall selection?
Yeah, I think that's an intriguing one. And when we get back, we're going to go to LSU tomorrow and then head back to Chicago. We're really going to get this board, cleaned up. There's some things we got to do, but that's the intriguing part is looking at 9 and what's going to be there, and then how do we sequence those players in different positions in terms of who's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to we'll do it all the way down to 300. So that's going to be really interesting, but it's exciting that there's a lot of really good players that I know are going to be in that range, which is going to help us get better.
Well, and that the fact that you're sitting there at 9, and then we'll suss the board up, obviously, just like everybody else when it comes time on draft night. That's the setup for this question as well. I think it would obviously be a benefit for you if 3 more quarterbacks went off the board after your pick, to try and, obviously widen out the field of possibles for you to take at 9. Do you think that's possible based on your ear to the ground and talking to everybody? Do you think it's possible we see a draft with 4 straight quarterbacks go, Ryan Poles?
I do. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. It wouldn't surprise me. So we'll be ready for it.
Okay, and is that a combination of teams that need it, or is this just that deep a quarterback class in your estimation, Ryan?
I think it's a combination of both.
Okay. And then for you as well, 2 more for you. Folks are going to be knocking on your door for Hard Knocks. Is that possible, or are they already knocking on your door? Are they already hard knocking for you?
I have not heard of that.
Okay. You have any thoughts on that subject matter?
I would like to avoid it, but I get it.
Okay. Good to know on that front. I love your honesty. Greatly appreciate that.
Yep.
And what do you think? What do you say finally to Bears fans who love Justin Fields, head over heels about him, and are wondering if you made the right decision here? What do you say to these Bears fans? Certainly with the compensation you got back from Pittsburgh for him. What do you say to those Bears fans, Ryan Poles?
Yeah, it's the same thing I told my son, who's probably one of his biggest fans, that, I think this is the best thing for this organization, especially to take it to the next level. And with the young quarterback that comes in, they're going to be set up to have success. And I don't think that's always the case. But in order for us to go where we need to go, which is to be a championship caliber team, we just believe that this was the right thing to do, but completely understand because Justin's an unbelievable kid. He's dynamic as a football player. So it's one of those really hard decisions that when you sit in this seat, you got to make. Again, you just got to be right? And it can happen.
How old's your son?
He's 10, turning 11. He's a draft baby.
Okay, he's a
draft. Yeah. I slept in the hospital.
Is that right? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on. How do you take that response on Fields? How'd your son take it?
Yeah, it wasn't great at first, but over time, he starts to. I think he's got some trust in me too.
Okay, there you go. Trust the process and Dad. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.